What's up guys? Matt Weintraub here from Fujifilm, and I have something new to share. What happens when you pair the straight out of camera image making experience of this with the carefree, approachable nature of this? Well, this is what happens. Fujifilm's latest camera, X1/2, a beautifully simple camera with a timeless aesthetic. When I say simple, I mean simple. This camera only has one button on it. Well, two if you count the shutter release. You might think this would leave you with not much room for creative control, but you'd be wrong. X1/2 is packed with the features you know and love from Fujifilm cameras. Film simulations, double exposures, clearly labeled retro style mechanical controls, the works. But enough about things you've seen before, it's time for something new. These LCD screens might just be the hint we need. Is that main LCD vertical? Let's look a little closer. Is that optical viewfinder vertical? I'll wait. That's right. X1/2 uses a vertically mounted 1-inch image sensor. That'll turn your traditional photo making process on its head. And what is this little screen right here? That is a film simulation selector that actually looks like the canister window on a film camera. I know you're already wondering what that piece was that popped out when I turned the camera on. This lever is modeled on an analog camera's frame advance lever, and it is used to activate yet another new feature. But first, a little history lesson. There's a type of film camera referred to as a half-frame camera, designed to use a smaller portion of film to fit twice as many pictures into one roll. So the 27 exposure roll of film in this quick snap would actually allow the user to make 54 pictures if it were used in a half-frame camera. Back to the lever. Advancing this lever after you've made a photo or a video allows you to create a 2-in-1 image that resembles the photos from one of those neat little cameras. Let's dive deeper into the use of this small camera. If I swipe up from the bottom of the main LCD, I get a touch-enabled quick menu for easy access to necessities like self-timer, face and eye detection, grain effect, and portrait enhancer. Swiping left to right allows me to switch from film simulation to filter, where we find some awesome new film-inspired options like light leak, halation, and expired film. A swipe from right to left brings up my main menu, where I can use a combination of swiping and tapping with both LCD screens to intuitively navigate through. Lastly, swiping from the top down introduces two key options: pairing and film camera mode. I can select pairing to connect to the X1/2 app on my phone, or to an Instax printer like my Instax Wide here. This allows me to make instant prints straight from the camera, easier than ever before. If you're thinking, what the heck is film camera mode? Let's just tap it and find out. Okay, it's showing me the film simulation I currently have selected. It gives me options for the number of exposures, 36, that's a normal roll of film, 54 and 72. Wait a minute. We determined earlier that this 27 exposure roll of film would give me 54 exposures, and 72 is like using a traditional 36 exposure roll of film in a half-frame camera. That's pretty cool. Then I get to pick if I want a film-style date stamp burned onto the image, and what exposure mode I want to use for this roll, auto or aperture priority. Let's hit start. Wow. Now we get a simplified display reminiscent of the digital displays found on film cameras in the 80s and 90s. There's only a few things here. Information-wise, I have a battery, an indicator to show whether I've advanced to the next frame or not, the date, and a frame count. Control-wise, there's no swiping or menus, just a focus switch, date toggle, and a simplified focus scale. Of course, my exposure compensation dial and aperture dial still work too. I'm in this mode until I finish this roll of film I started. One of the joys of using a camera is embracing the moment and allowing yourself to be engulfed by the process of creation. No texts, calls, or notifications, just living in the present and preserving it for the future. But it is 2025, and we don't really want to wait a week to see our photos. So the moment I'm finished, I can open up my X1/2 app and develop this roll of film. I get to watch as the images develop. I even get a contact sheet, and the photos go straight into the standard Photos app of my phone. ready to be shared. If you don't want to use the app, just stick your memory card into a computer and the images and contact sheet will be there waiting for you. Additionally, if I want to exit film camera mode without finishing my roll, I can just double tap the sub-LCD and it ends the roll right where I'm at, like sacrificially rewinding the film into the canister before using all of it. But don't worry, it won't be quite as painful since you aren't actually wasting any film. These are just some of my favorite features of X1/2. I hope you have as much fun with it as I have, and I'll see you next time.